Hello, boys and girls. You are now listening and watching Peter Talks Smackdown. My name is Peter, and I'm here to give you your weekly dose of WWE Smackdown. If you missed it, if you watched it, you're trying to figure out things, you need a little perspective, see if you agree or disagree with some things, come check out your boy Peter, and he will tell you how he feels along with a review of the actual show. This week, we are coming from Ottawa. They haven't left Canada yet from the amazing show that they had on Monday. And let's see if they followed this up. Now, before I go into this, I just want to let you guys know that I also do this thing called Peter and Jake Talks Wrestling when me and my boy, what the hell is his name? His name is Jake. He's in the title. We did a review of that Monday night. And if you're interested in listening, be sure to stop by SoundCloud or the YouTube page. If you're watching on YouTube, be sure to check out the archives. Go back a couple of days ago and check it out. Really good review. And yeah, so like, subscribe, and all that crazy shit. So yeah, they're in Ottawa, and it starts off with Jerry the King Lawler. Now, he's probably one of the most famous, if not the most famous, King of the Ring winners there's ever been. So he's in the ring basically to introduce the new King of the Ring, and Wade Barrett. They got rid of the bad news, so he's just King Barrett right now. And as he's introducing him, I think Barrett's trying to heal it up a little bit and want to put Jerry the King in his place by letting him know that you're not going to talk to me like you're equal. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, say, all hail King Barrett, or I won't fuck you up, kind of thing. But, King, being the babyface he is in this sort of situation, he refuses. And it looks like Barrett's about to whoop his ass. But before Barrett goes to whoop his ass, Ziggler comes out for the save. Now, apparently, they have a match. And this was supposed to have been some sort of intro. I don't know. But yeah, we get Ziggler versus Barrett. You got Ziggs kicking out of Winds of Change. And he hits the famous Fame-Asser. I didn't know that was the way you're supposed to pronounce it. The Fame-Asser. And it looks like he's about to win. Now, which is confusing to me because I don't remember the last time Ziggler actually won with the Fame-Asser. Ever. Years ago. He hits it, but people always kick out of it. So I don't know why it looked like this was going to be like, oh no, he's going to win. It's like, no, people kick out that shit all the time. But Sheamus comes out and creates the DQ. And then they stomp a mud hole in his ass. And then Neville comes with the save. And before you know it, now maybe there's like some sort of computer generated holographic image of Teddy Long shows up, but we didn't get to see that shit. But we end up getting a tag team match between the likes of Ziggler, Neville, and versus Sheamus and Barrett. Like, seriously, like, who announced the fact that it was going to be it's just, all right, tag team match. All right. But it's a pretty decent match. I think it could have been better. Nevertheless, Neville, it gets into like what's been happening. It's just chaos ensues at the end of this match. And there's this part where King Barrett is like his legs are on the ropes as he's going for the pin, and Neville kicks, basically throws his legs off, which leads to a zigzag, and Ziggler gets the pin on Barrett. Now, again, when it comes to the King in the Ring, it doesn't hold the same significance as it did once before, because I would say, other than, say, Jerry the King Lawler, if you won the King in the Ring, at some point you became world champion. Not so much these days. I think I think Booker was the last King of the Ring that became champion afterwards. I think the last one I can remember is Sheamus being king, and that was a debacle. That was horrible. But like, if they're trying to push this title up as King of the Ring, I mean, they're throwing it on a heel. Why is he getting pinned? No different than say if he was like a champion, whether U.S. champion, Intercontinental champion, or world champion, um, or even Andre the Giant Battle Royal. Like, these people in these positions, champions, or say, I don't know, titles to be given, like King of the Ring. I don't know what's happened over the past couple of years, but like, you can't win if you have those things. You just can't. I can understand if Sheamus gets the pin, but they're protecting Sheamus. But they're going to not only give you this sort of imaginary title as King of the Ring, they're going to make you heal it up real good, but then you're going to take the pinfall. Now, depending on the next couple of matches that this kid is going to have, Barrett, I don't see him winning anything. I don't ever see him winning shit. So why even put this fucker on him? Or better off, keep it. I'm glad that he has it, because if it would have been Neville with it, and he would have been losing with it, or anyone else and losing with it, it would have been a waste of time. So kudos to Barrett for doing the job. I mean, to say he's getting buried is stupid, but he's doing the job. And I look at something like this, it doesn't really advance anything. Oh well. But through the show, they have all 4 participants in the Fatal 4-Way for the championship at Payback come through and talk to Renee Young in the back. The first one is Ambrose, and they're always adorable when they get on TV together, because we know that they're dating, and it's just like this awkward moment where you're like, well, I can't just watch this and see this guy cutting a promo, with this woman with a microphone in his hand. That's his old lady. But whatever, they're cute. But each one of these talks about how they're gonna win the Fatal 4-Way. Next up, we get Harper versus Fandango, and this is an interesting match. Well, not necessarily an interesting match, but this is all interesting how what turns out to be this thing. Fandango's just full on babyface right now, and he's not even doing the dance anymore, like the full on like tango dancing. He's just like, fuck it, I'm just going with it. And this is one of several uses of the arms this way. But yeah, he's baby facing it up. People love him, whatever. But and then Harper does his creepy version of Fandangoing, which was pretty great. But yeah, this is kind of like a squash match. Fandango gets a little bit of offense in, but for the most part, short work, he's out. And when he's laying there after that big ass clothesline, and he's basically laid to waste and pinned, Rowan comes out. Now, we've seen this before already, where Rowan comes out and to basically face Harper. But this guy's career is on the fritz. And I don't know what the fuck happened between him getting his ass pinned by the Big Show, and tables, ladders, and chairs, TLC, and stairs. When he had his ass pinned under those stairs, I don't know what the fuck happened. But his career went straight to hell. Hell, I tell you. Now, if you go back and listen to what I did, what I've been talking about, well, if you go back and listen to the archive of Peter and Jake Talks Wrestling, I, for the longest time, thought this guy was going to get like future endeavored, because every time, Cricket Wireless was like the sponsor for Raw for a hot minute, and I think they still are, but every fucking match that Rowan was in, it would be sponsored by Cricket Wireless. And for good fucking reason, because all you heard was crickets whenever he came out. I don't know what it is about him, because it looked like they were going to do something really cool with him, but then they fucked it up, and no one gives a shit about this guy. And for a while, I thought he was done, like done. But he comes out, and oh yeah, he faced Bray Wyatt not too long ago, maybe like 3 weeks ago, and Bray Wyatt beat the living shit out of him. And it's like, if I could do this to one of my old brothers, I could do this shit to anybody. So like, I was like, dude, is this guy fired or what? But he comes out, and it looks like it's going to be another standoff. But you know what? They blew that load long time ago. They could have done something with this Harper-Rowan feud, but they fucked that up. But he proceeds to beat down Fandango and beat him down really good. And Harper is just like, oh shit, dude, like what's going on? Now, is this, over the past couple of weeks, you've seen Bray come out and whoop up on somebody that Harper was facing, and now you got Rowan getting beat down by Harper. By Bray. You got Bray coming out to finish off the job that Harper started on someone last week. And now you get this. Do we get a reunion? Should they ever broke up in the first fucking place? No. They should have never broken up in the first place. Now, if they're trying to tease this reunion, then what the fuck are they going to do then? Like, what? Like, they were awesome when they were together. They couldn't get wins, but they were still awesome. What, they could just go back to the old formula of them getting their asses handed to them? Never winning anything. Bray never fucking wins. Harper and Rowan never won as a tag team. And all those shots they had at the belt, they could have got them, let them get one. Now, again, the wrestling ability of Rowan should be better. It should be better. But Harper is good enough to hold the weight of both of those guys. If Rowan wants to get in and like put someone in a headlock and kick somebody and throw some elbows and some shit, some lariats, great, awesome. But like, what the fuck are they going to do with them now? What are they going to do with them now? Are they going to get back together and just stink it up again? Because if so, there's no use in even teasing a reunion of these guys at all. It's no fucking use. So, the next segment is Lana in the ring. I guess she's about to introduce. I don't understand why she was in the ring in the first place. If she's just going to have her own segment and sort of talk to the crowd, or was she out there to introduce Rusev? Now, she's out there. She has her own version of her, like that Russian music that Rusev has. It's like the Rusev's version is like dum, 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 dum. But Lana's is like all stringy and shit. I've never heard it before. I don't know if this was something that they've had already or this is something that they debuted. But it's her own music. She's in the blue. She's about to get a babyface push. Just wait for her to drop the hair, and it's a wrap. Biggest female WWE star ever. If she just drops that hair and she goes full on. Now, I don't know if she's like an in-the-ring talent or what. And she starts like, drop kicking motherfuckers and chopping and like clotheslining motherfuckers. It's a wrap. I mean, I don't think there's going to be a diva or anything that's going to ever come close to the star that Lana's going to be. And then she's drop kicking motherfuckers. Oh, it's a wrap. Well, anyway, she's out there and she fucking just throws Rusev under the bus. Don't cheer for me. It angers Rusev. And everyone's like, boo, right? Rusev comes out. He's stomping. He's like, what the fuck? And I swear to God, he speaks in this what Bulgarian, whatever the fuck. But in translation, I don't even know that shit. But the translation is this. You out here throwing me under the bus, bitch? Take your ass to the back. That's what I heard. That's exactly what I fucking heard. And she walks out and they're playing this up again, like this really insecure guy with this really hot woman and whatever. But that's mostly the story. He goes out there and he basically shoots on Cena. And he talks about how he's weak because he showed mercy to Sami Zayn and shit. But whatever. We know how this is going to end. They got an I Quit match coming at Payback. And against the guy that doesn't quit. We know how this is going to turn out. So whatever. I don't care about this next match. That match they had at the last pay-per-view, whatever the fuck it's called. Extreme Rules, garbage. I mean, they hit the ceiling, and now they got this I Quit match. It'll probably be a decent match, but I don't care. We know how this ends. Spoiler alert: fucking Cena gonna win. There you have it. And it's gonna be some lame duck finish like they did Batista, and he's gonna destroy a motherfucker. He's gonna kill him. Like, he's gonna give up before he like drops him into a pool of fucking acid, and he's gonna quit, and then he's gonna throw him in the pool of acid anyway with piranhas in it, and that's gonna be it. But the story right now was the relationship between Rusev and Lana. Reigns is in the back talking like he's so cool, and hey, but you know, that's fucking Reigns, man. Shut the fuck up, because he's not gonna win it. And how many opportunities does he have to win the belt? I don't know. How about work on that U.S. title or like Intercontinental title or something? Try to win a King in the Ring or some shit, all right? And then come back and talk to me. We get the New Day. The New Day versus all three of them, because it's a 3-on-3. Now, they issued a challenge to the rivalry that they have with, I like to call the Marksmen, but Kid and Cesaro. They said, well, find a third man and face us as the New Day: Kofi, Big E, and Wood. And that third man is Ryback, that Kid and Cesaro take and find. And it's a 3-on-3. Good match. I mean, I don't know what it is about the New Day. I know exactly what it is about the fucking New Day. They're good. All of them, respectively. Awesome. Big E, Kofi, and Xavier Wood. They're all amazing performers. Kid, fucking Cesaro, great performers. I saw Ryback live. That guy's awesome live. What they do with him on TV doesn't really serve him any justice to how good of an entertainer he actually is. And then in that, he was able to hold his own. Great match all around. All people involved. Greatness. This is what the tag team division needs. And if you are going to bring in a third person, make sure that they can keep up, because this could have failed. This could have been an absolute wash of a fucking match. But you know what? Ryback stepped up to the occasion, and kudos, man. There was a spot, I mean, there's a lot of spots, but there was a spot where Cesaro is like, yo, check this shit out. And he looks at Ryback, and he picks up Kofi Kingston, and he just holds him up. Just holds his ass up. And then I think Big E comes in and wants to break that up, but then Ryback comes in, kicks him in the gut, and he gets him up for a fucking suplex. He just up in the air. So all of a sudden, you got Kofi and Big E up in the air by Cesaro and Ryback. And it's pretty funny. But then Xavier Wood comes in, and he stopped by Kid, and Kid doesn't pick him up at all. I think they're just waiting. He's just waiting for those guys to just, get their rocks off, but see who can hold who up longer. But he just kind of picks him up, and they all fall together, but he goes into the suplex. Blah, 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 blah. You just watch it and see it. But nevertheless, around the end of the match, there's like that Bray Wyatt flash, like, shh, whatever. It distracts Ryback. And that's when Big E just shows up and demolishes him, which leads to a schoolboy roll-up. Kofi gets a schoolboy roll-up with a handful of tights, I think, on Tyson Kidd or Cesaro. It's one of the two, but the New Day win. I'm happy about that. They're probably the only, and granted, they beat Roman Reigns and Randy Orton last Monday. Now they win this 6-man. Hook or crook, who cares? They're the only guys with any belt. Now, take out of the picture, Daniel Bryan, because he's not there. He's hurt, apparently. They're winning. They're fucking champions that win. Imagine that. Imagine that. Motherfucking champions, belts and all, getting the win. Crazy concept. It's amazing. It's fucking amazing. But yeah, and I guess that moves up that storyline going into Payback where they're going to get their rematch. They've already used their rematch clause, but I guess because of the DQ and shit, um, the belt is going to be up at Payback. And yeah, we're getting great matches, so who gives a shit? I guess we're waiting for the Usos to return or for them to develop the Lucha Dragons. Um, yeah, what is it? Whatever. But yeah, let's 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 keep developing this tag team division because it's really needed. Orton is in the back with Young. Emma versus Naomi. Now, when this came up, I was like, oh my god. It was two things, and you can call it what you want, but like, if you really want to get Naomi over as like this badass heel, what you need to do is feed her baby blue eyes, blue blonde hair, white girls. Just feed her those chicks. Every blonde, blue-eyed chick on the roster should be fed to her. Now you can read it to her how you fucking want. The psychology of thought and good versus evil, black versus white, bad, good, all that shit. It's all fucked up. Now Emma is gonna be one of who else? Summer Rae. They gotta feed her Summer Rae. They gotta feed her fucking Charlotte Flair at some point. Like yeah. This is what they're going to do, and it's fucked up. But nevertheless, hey, wrestling is like porn. We're not here to fucking like be politically correct here. They're giving Naomi a push, and they're making her heel. They're making her to a badass. You know what? Call it for what it is. It's fucking working. All right. So, and then when it comes to divas matches, you hardly see squash matches. You'll get a match, but a squash match from a diva, far and few. So, but this is basically what it is. I think Emma gets a little bit of offense, but this is just a complete squash match. And they get a box before the match, Tamina and Naomi. Man, they look vicious. I mean, like, what I was explaining with Peter and Jake Talks Wrestling, it's like, look, they're getting a little ahead of themselves because if Naomi and Tamina are going to be like this sort of like ladies of destruction kind of thing, they have no competition at all. This is This is getting way ahead of themselves because there's nobody on the Divas division. They can even partner up to come close, and fucking believe. There's no way I can believe that anybody on the Divas roster can hold a fucking stick to how fucking big and bad and violent that these two chicks can be as heels. I mean, what the Bella Twins, fucking Paige. That's the only thing that's gonna happen because they did this shit with Beth Phoenix and Natalia. They were like the women of destruction, and you couldn't get me to believe that fucking Kelly could just beat both of them, and she did constantly. And it was like, what the fuck? Why are you booking these big bad bitches to lose? I know why, because you got a fucking head of yourself, and you had to pull whatever out your ass to correct it. And this may happen with Tamina and Naomi. This may happen. I hope not. Please hope not. But yeah, they're talking about, well, since I'm a badass now, you know what I can do. And then Tamina's like, Naomi, but then Tamina's like, yeah, like, now since I've been back, you know what the fuck I do. So we'll see what happens. But this is a squash match. And then when Emma's down, Tamina comes in and they just beat the living shit out of this fucking bitch. I'm surprised Nancy Grace isn't on the fucking job of this one. Like, get Nancy Grace and be like, yo, fuck these two black bitches. They beat up a blonde-haired, blue-eyed girl. Like, just demolished her. We're smarter than this. Hopefully the psychology, the subconscious, we're smarter than this. But hey, call a spade a fucking spade. This is what this is. Summer Rae's next. I guarantee it. Next up, you got Rollins in the back, and he basically shoots on Kane. And I think he called Kane's like dumb and stupid. He calls him whatever. And it's pretty funny because Rollins is full of shit. And now this match right here, we got Los Matadores versus the Lucha Dragons. It's a lot of weirdness. This could have been just a flat out lucha match, just a flat out lucha match, a really good lucha match. But it's not. This had the potential between Los Matadores, which are, prima epico in their right, like good high flyers, good technical guys. Then you got Lucha Dragons, which is like Sin Cara or Mystico, Hunico, and fucking Kalisto. You get, seriously, this could have been to the degree of, say, what's going on in Lucha Underground. It could have, but it doesn't. This match sucks. It's like, how can you put this together, and how can this go wrong? I mean, this could be whatever. This match sucked, and I was sorry. I was really confused to the idea of what this was going to turn out to be. There's a point where Torito I'm really sorry about that, guys. There is one point where Torito actually, what the fuck does he do? He's on the apron and he attacks Sin Cara. I'm like, wait a minute. What the fuck is Torito pulling off some heel? Wait a minute. Are they heels now? I mean, I remember when they had that triple threat to be the number one contenders or whatever. Like, it was something where it seemed like Los Matadores were wearing red and they looked like they were gonna like be heels and shit. And then they went back to being baby faces, and then you get this shit. Like, clean it up. I don't know what the fuck that was about. Like, fuck you, little man. We like you. You don't have to be cheating and shit. Well, anyway, Kalisto gets the hot tag, and, he does his business. That one fucking move he has is like a DDT with the legs where he just, like, goes up. It's like he fucking wraps his legs around someone's head, and just drops the motherfuckers on the mat face first. That is brutal. That should be a fucking finisher of anything. I mean, I know he got like the Reina del Sol or whatever the fuck you want to call it to the senton, but like, dude, that should be a finisher. That shit's brutal. But Sin Cara gets the pin on basically a reverse schoolboy. And then that's the match. I mean, again, this match, it only sucks because of the potential of it. And then it didn't deliver. All right? So that's all I'm getting at. This could have been something amazing. But at the end of the match, you got, I don't know, Diego. I don't know which one is which sometimes. But, like, I think it's Diego. And because he's the one that's pinned and he's all pissed off and kicking rocks. And Torito is just kind of rubbing him, rubbing his head like, it's going to be okay, going to be okay. And I'm just like, wait for it. And he pushes Torito. Like, just pushes to get the fuck off me. And you just see a good, 4 seconds of them just basically talking to each other in frustration. So, I don't know what's going to happen to those guys. This is a failed experiment. That this Los Matadores failed experiment. Maybe they change him up. I don't know. But Primo and Epico as singles, I don't see why you even use them outside of this. Ooh. We'll see. And then we get down to the Fatal 4-Way contract signing. Okay, I don't know how y'all feel about contract signings. I'm sick of contract signings. I don't really like contract signings. But this was somewhat entertaining. We all know what happens, and that's what even Dean Ambrose even brings up. But Reign comes out, he has a hit hard, hit often shirt. That's something to really pay attention to, right? He has a new shirt, hit hard, hit often. The fuck is that supposed to mean? When all the guys get to the ring, Rollins comes out as the fourth man, right? And he just refuses to come to the ring because he's like, fuck that, I'm good here. Hey, I'm good here. That's what's up. And he's like, well, Kane can sign for me. That's another reason why I ain't got to show up. And Kane's like, I watched this show. And I saw what you said to Renee Young. So fuck you. I'm not signing for you. And then he's like, fuck it, all right. Rollins like, fuck it, I go. But he gets to the apron, gets to the steps, and he's about, he sends Mercury in to actually get the contract. This is so good. This is good stuff. He sends Mercury in to get the contract. He brings it back. And as he's looking at the contract, let me look at this. he calls Ambrose a low rent piper. This is what Rain, when we were in the Shield, this is what Rain called him. He's like, low rent piper. And he sees Reigns' signature. He's like, man, Reigns is better at giving signatures than he is wrestling. And Dean said that he couldn't wrestle his way out of a paper bag. He gets to Orton. Basically, the only reason why you're even in this business is because you're old man, your pops. So, and this is what both Reigns and Ambrose said about Orton. So, you see what's happening here, trying to get them to turn on each other. And then Rollins and Kane bicker while Ambrose basically sets the table up over to the side. He just puts that fucker up. And he's just like, and I guess this gets by everybody, but then he grabs a microphone. He's like, it's a contract signing. We all saw this coming. And it's like, well, let's get this shit on. And he throws Mercury into the table. He's like, I got first dibs on the table. And he throws Mercury into the table. The table doesn't break. And the commentator's like, dude, that's a tough table. It won't give. But then it's just basically a melee. It's just a clusterfuck of people just basic contract signing. And Randy Orton gets an RKO on Ambrose. Superman punch from Reigns to Orton, and then you get the flying knee from Rollins, and it takes out Reigns. And then he gets not Superman, but he gets a super kick to the face while he's on his knees. And that Rollins stands tall with the fucking belt at the end, and that basically is SmackDown. Now, we'll see what happens. I should do like a special commentary on what's happening with the WWE as of late. I would say even the past 2 years, that everything has to be in 3s and 4s. Like there's no more like outright battles between wrestlers anymore. It's just like it got to be a fatal 4-way. It has to be a 3-way match. It has to be a 3-on-3. It has to be 3, 3, 4 and 4, 4. Just multiple people all the time. Not no straight up like uno fucking dos. Just fucking. It's amazing that our last defenses of the belt have been in triple threats. From the Royal Rumble up to now. And this is payback. I mean, the WrestleMania ended in a triple threat. Now you have this triple threat for the fatal 4-way for the belt. Like, are we going to remember these matches? Are we going to remember any of these triple threats and fatal 4-ways? Right? Are we still, even though it was good, but that like championship match between Brock and Cena, was it Brock, Cena, and Rollins, as good as it was, are we still talking about it? Will we ever bring that up again? It was a 3-way. It's like, it blows my mind. Well, anyway, I don't know what to expect. I know Rollins is retaining. We know how that's going to go. But then where does everyone else go after this? I still think Orton is going to go to Bray Wyatt. Does Ambrose and Reigns start a faction back together, or do they become foes? Like after this, what to do? Because we got the Money in the Bank, and now like who gets the fucking briefcase? So is it gonna be Reigns? Is it gonna be Orton? Well, not Orton, because again he's gonna be busy with Bray Wyatt. Is it gonna be Ambrose? You know, like who? It's gonna be. It's basically we're gonna rehash this little clusterfuck of people between basically the Shield, Orton, maybe again if he's not fucking with Bray, and Kane. It's like someone needs to break into this real soon because we're gonna get really fucking bored. All right, so yeah, that's it. All right, I'm done for the for the day with this review. Be sure again check out Peter and Jake Talks Wrestling. Be sure to check out Fast in the World podcast, and also be sure to check out the New Day next Friday. Yeah. I forgot. Next Friday is the New Day where we just basically go over news. Me and Nathan Newman, we just go over like what's happening in the world of wrestling. It's not like reviews. It's just us coming, discussing how we feel about certain topics that come up in wrestling. And the Fast in the World podcast is a review of NXT, and it's Jake from Peter and Jake's Talk Wrestling and the Amazing Fritz, and it's a really short, maybe 15 minutes review of NXT. But this week, there is an interview with Nick Zappo. He goes by Ziki Dice, and he's going to be a Tough Enough contestant, and WWE Tough Enough contestant, and yeah, it's definitely worth checking out if you haven't already. And yeah, that's it. Go check out the review we did for Monday Night Raw that came out of Montreal. Really good show. I think we really did a decent job with the review. And with that said, you can find me on Twitter, Instagram, and Snapchat under LINJAPANESE, L in Japanese. Or you can also check out, follow me on with PJTW Central. Man, all these letters, you would think I was dyslexic with this shit. I'm sorry. But you can find me under those things. And subscribe, like, comment, do all those things. I'm trying to come to my own. We're doing this on video. I'm having a good time. This also will be an audio format. So if you're listening via SoundCloud, the link to this YouTube will be up. So enjoy the rest of your weekend, motherfuckers.